All right, so first you need to go to this week 6 tutorial, since this week we were supposed to present the first homework, but we postponed that. We extended the deadline, so we're actually covering the week 6 lab now. So if you go to week 6 lab tutorial, Navisworks basics and the clash detection, you will need to download not only the tutorial, but here the files required for the tutorial. So we need some files, the NWC files, to finish the clash detection. And this is the tutorial. So you will need to download all the five files from Canvas system here. Okay, so go to home and go to week 6 and go to the week 6 lab tutorial. And here, just download all the 6 files, the 5 files. Okay. And then open this Navisworks. It's Navisworks Manage, not the Navisworks Freedom, not the Navisworks Manage 360. It's Navisworks Manage, okay? So this is how it looks like. The function is very simple, all right? So let me show you some quick functions of this Navisworks before we run the clash detection. So let me open model. Should be C drive, program data, Autodesk, Revit. No. RET. Libraries. Okay, I'm trying to find the Revit model. Just bear with me. Oh, I can use that model. Where's my class demo? Okay, so to run clash detection, you don't design anything in Navisworks. Navisworks is a BIM analytics program, so you cannot do any design, cannot change anything. So you create a thing with Revit, and you can either, inside Revit, you export your Revit project as a Navisworks file, NWC file, or you can just use that to open Revit model. And nowadays, it should be able to just open the model directly. So let me find my demo model. Should be this one. Okay, so there will be a conversion process. It's converting the RVT model to this NWC model. It shows failed. Okay, let me open the example model. Revit and let me open Revit and then convert that into Navisworks to make it easier. Okay, I'm going to just open example model, this sample architecture model. And then once it's opened, let's go to the 3D view. And then go to File, go Export, and export it as a. All right, so it's not here either. Here's the problem. Sometimes if you install Navisworks before you install the Revit model, then you are missing the opportunity to export it as a NWC file. Let me do something different. Let me save this one on my desktop, on my desk, and see if we can open this model. Here it is. Now let me see if we can open that directly. Another reason might be I'm using different versions. I'm using 2019 for Navisworks, but 2020 for the Revit. Okay, let me just use the details. Do you guys see the model? Here it is. Okay, I'm using an older version of Navisworks. It just cannot allow me to open that. So anyway, I'm just going to open the models we are using for collage detection and also show you the other functions, the navigation functions of Navisworks with that. So I'm just going to append. Okay, guys, do not use the open button. Use append. Append. The append function will allow you to open multiple Navisworks files and combine them together. Consolidate them together. That's what we want, because usually designs are done by different disciplines. Like we have mechanical designers, we have structural designers. They generate different design files, and in Navisworks we want to consolidate their designs, and that's called append. So let me just use append, and let's go find the models I have. Okay, that is a long path to go. Google Drives plus tutorials here. So that's all the file models. You can use the control button to select all the files and just go open. All right, so now it's open. Similarly in Revit, you can basically just move it around and change it, zoom in, zoom out. So this is actually how it looks like. When you open that, it's basically upside down. So this is actually I think it's a structure with some kind of a column and a beam system, and also some mechanical system over there. So that's the model looks like. The navigation, the navigation function is here. Let me see, viewpoint. So basically you can create you can use this one to pan the model, to zoom orbit the model. So for example, the orbit one, you can rotate that. But a really good function is to use this walk function. So basically just use your mouse and just press and hold the left button for your mouse and just move your mouse like this. Okay, here, walk. And use your keyboard to turn it. Okay. Just want to show quickly. So this is kind of like an interactive way of looking into your model. This is actually very convenient. You know, a lot of companies are running this kind of collage detection. So you need to be able to use Navisworks to master how to use it. Otherwise, it can be really annoying. And here, look around. You know, it basically just it's kind of like you are standing here and use this one to look around. Let's assume you want to talk about some collage details for the column beam system. You can use this function to just rotating around and see what's going on. Okay, and this realism is you can add a person in your view. Okay, and if you just use the walk, you can basically ask this person to walk. This is a real size person, so you can basically also get a sense at how it looks like. So this is a quick animation, like a video game, right? And you can add gravity and this person view file. I don't know if I have a ground for this person, gravity. Yes, so, oh, it fails, okay. You can basically remove the gravity so this person can fly. And also collision, like if the person hits a wall, if it collides, crouch. You know, I was thinking to open that the house model, so you can see when the person goes up the upstairs, then you see the person crouch. So that's a very easy navigation function, some simple navigation function. Now let's talk about class detection. Not walk, of course. Okay, so can use fly. Fly is faster. Okay, let's run class detection. All right, so class detection in Navisworks is here. Go to home. And before that, let's just fix the selection tree. The selection tree is the browser tree. It shows all the component. So usually we want to paint here so it wouldn't disappear. And this is actually a very convenient function for you to see all the components. So for example, if I select the columns, then it will highlight all the columns here. If I select electrical, you highlight electrical here. Foundation, select everything. Framing, everything here. So if I open that, it can basically highlight each levels. If I keep opening that, it can highlight structures. And if I keep do that, we have different types of wet flange. So we can also see that. So you get the sense. This is a browser tree, have different level of details. It's very easy for you to navigate that. All right, so now let's run the clash detection. Under the tab home and this clash detective is the clash detection. So they will open another window, which is the clash detective window. As you can see, you have this two section, this section A and section B. Running clash detection is kind of like comparing A versus B to see what the clashes you have. Now they are grayed out. So we need to create a test first. Let's create a test and let's name it based on the purpose of that. So let me see, I'm running this one, all the column versus mechanical. Okay, and once this is done, I'm going to select here column versus mechanical. Of course, if you say, hey, I don't care about other levels, I just want to see level 1 columns over level 1 mechanical, you can basically unfold the tree and select level 1, right? But now in this case, I just do everything, okay? So I select two things, and here you can define the types of clash. We have the hard, clearance, and the duplicates. So the clearance means, for example, for the space above ceiling, we have some mechanical components. Even though the mechanical equipment is not touching the ceiling, but it could still be considered as a clash because we don't have enough clearance. We need a clearance for people to crawl in for maintenance. That's called a fixability. So you can basically define the clash in different way. And also the duplicates means if you see two things that is a duplicate, you can also list that. This is good for if you receive model from one company and another model from another company. And if you run this quantity takeoff, you want to make sure they are not building the repetitive components. So that's also duplicates. Usually we just use the hard. Tolerance means everything bigger than that wouldn't be considered as clash. This is about the precision rate, precision level of your model. So this is 0.001 meter. That's actually the default. It means if the two things are not touching each other, but the space between the two things is 0.001 meter, I still consider they are touching each other. So this is the default one. So let's just use that as the default, and let's run a test. Oh, it's 0. So which means, between the column and the mechanical, there's nothing. It's good. Let's try to find something. Okay, let's say, how about framing? Versus mechanical. And let's keep everything the same. And let's check framing and the mechanical and run clash. All right, now we see 34 clashes. And the beauty of this program is very user-friendly, that you can see the list of clashes here, and also you can see the visualized view of that. Of course, you can turn it around and see that, the details of that. And it just automatically grayed out other components and highlight this one. It's really good for you to see the details. If I don't see this one, I can see this one. I see this class 3. Oh, this is, let me see. So we can see the, okay, so you can see this is rectangular duct clashing with W30 by 108 wide flange beam, right? You can also just go there. I'm not trying to select everything else. I'm just trying to select this beam. You go there, you can basically also check the you can focus on this atom. So basically, you basically go there. You can also open the inspector and see the more information about that instead of seeing the selection tree. All right. So that is this clash. And in this table, we can also do different things. So something is the status of this clash. Let's say this is a new clash. It means this is something we just discovered. Or, you know, this is can be reviewed, and this can be approved, or this can be resolved. So just change that. Of course, you can also assign people to the clash, you know, like the clash owner. So let's assign this to somebody. Let's say assign to Eric, and I can say, I don't like it. I am not happy. Fix it. Okay, you can put some notes here, so everybody knows you are so friendly. Of course, if you want to remove the sign, you can just remove that. And we can just play around, you know, just randomly change this thing to whatever. And you can assign different thing. Good job. You know, just add some stuff. And then let's add another class. Let me see. How about, I don't know, foundation versus mechanical, and foundation versus mechanical, and run. Nothing. Can you guys name something for me? Anybody?
How about the MEP and like a return duct and supply duct?
Oh, you're talking about between some mechanical system and the mechanical system, right?
Yes.
So can you say that again?
So return duct and supply duct.
Oh, I don't know if we have them here. We need to make sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is ducts. I don't know if they have the, you know, if they marked return duct or supply duct, right? So that's the limitation. We need to have something already labeled here. Who else? Somebody else wanted to say something? Anybody? No, I'm going to name something. How about this one versus, I don't know, like electrical? Let's see, column, electrical. Oh my goodness. I remember we used to have a lot. I just forgot which is what. Is that Freeman versus electrical? Framing and electrical. Just 3 of that, but we got something. Okay, I think that's good enough. You guys know what's going on, right? So basically you can run multiple tests, and a really convenient function of this clash detection is report. So we go to report, and it's very easy for you to select what you want to see in your report. And also it's very easy for you to filter out the status, because sometimes, you know, people don't want to see the approved or resolved clashes. They just want to see the active ones. So you basically can just uncheck other thing here and just leave everything. But now let's just leave everything here. And you can also select just one current selected task to report that, or you can just report everything combined or separately. And in terms of format, you have different way. You can export it as XML or tabular HTML or pure text file. So I'm just going to report it as a tabular HTML, and I'm going to select, you know, just select the default columns here and just say write report. it asks me where you want to save it. So let me just say clash detection. All right, give it a second. Now it's done. Let's go to my desktop and check what's going on here. Let me just minimize this. Oh my goodness, close our stuff. Okay, so you see this basically shows a folder with all the class detection file. It should also give me a web browser file. Where's that?
You might be
here it is. Yeah, here it is. So let me open this. Okay, so this is actually the report. It's shown as a web browser tabular, and a very neat format. So this one basically shows this is one of my test column versus mechanical, nothing here, frame versus mechanical. It also lists how many you have, how many active, how many reviewed, how many approved. And for this exactly one, let's say you can click this one to open, you know, the high resolution screenshot of that. So that's where this folder saves all the pictures. Let me show you here, okay, in this report. So, but you can just open this web browser to see that. And of course, you also see the notes I put. For example, like here, the notes is assigned to Eric. I don't like it. I'm not happy. Fix it. And all the other notes here. And this is another test here. So it's actually very easy. Now imagine you can basically store this one, upload this one to a company intranet, and you can easily share this with team members. So I have to say this Navisworks is very easy to use. Now, the next thing is there could potentially be a lot of clashes, like we're talking about thousands of clashes. You cannot just go over everything or fix everything. You have to focus on the most important clashes, okay? Then based on the information we have, how can we identify the most important clashes? Remember, one of your team assignments would be running the clash detection on a model I gave. It's a big project, and identify the top 5 or top 5 most important clashes. So let me know, what's your opinion, guys? How would you identify the most important clashes? Anybody?
Well, the structural clashes that is one more important thing. We can fix all the MEP stuff, but structural clashes cannot. That is one of the very serious things.
Okay, so your selection philosophy is the structural integrity, right? Something
Yes.
that is critical to them. What else, guys? Yeah, that's great. What else? Anybody?
Yeah,
okay, so
structural is the most critical.
The most difficult.
No, structural is the most critical.
Oh, the most critical in terms of structure. Okay. So I have to say, you know, how to define the importance of clashes you discovered, it all depends on your business need, right? You know, if you are a general contractor, you probably consider cost, right? You know, you want to fix those things that if you don't correct them, it will cost you more in the future. Somebody may consider time, somebody may consider structural integrity, but I do have my own opinion. Is based on how many times the same component appeared in your class detection. There's a column here called the item ID. All right, the item ID is unique for the BIM model. So each component will have a unique item ID. Okay, so it's an element ID. So now let's see this guy. Let me check if we have some example. So basically I can copy paste this into my Excel spreadsheet and sort them based on the item ID. And if I see something appear 100 times, for example, then if I fix that one thing, then I fix 100 clashes one time. Make sense? So the clashes may happen just because I placed a column in the wrong place, and that the column is going through level 1 to level 100. So it's conflicting with all the conducts above, you know, the floor. Then in that way, if I just move that column a little bit, I fix 100 clashes at the same time. Make sense, guys?
Yes.
Yes. So that's actually my way of doing that. I'm not saying that you have to do it in the same way, but I think it's very convenient way. So remember, you and a team member will have to present your logic. So next time when you present your class detection homework, you need to tell us, here's the top 5 critical or important clashes, and this is why. You know, it can be using my method and showing that we found just by moving this duck a little bit, then I saw 1,000 clashes altogether, and that is equivalent to $1 million, something like that. Okay, so that's actually the class detection. Very simple, right? Okay, so let me stop sharing my screen for a little bit because I want to show you a quick video. I'm not supposed to, you can definitely watch the video, but you guys are not supposed to share the video. So I'm just going to also stop recording.